Sash, how we doing?
Oh,
We're good.
yeah. Word.
How we doing, boys?
How's it going?
Missing Rosey today, but we got Sasha with us, familiar face from Austin. Plenty of trips, been our filmer for a lot of these videos. So thank you to Sash. Back at the hideaway with the lightning behind us.
We'll get in before the rain comes.
Signs for a good session.
Yep.
Dude, yeah, let's get some good luck going. We need some big pots, big wins, all of it. 1-2, let's go.
Peace.
We have an awesome video here today, a lot of great hands. We start this one off, the very first hand of the night in the big blind. I look down at 8-9 of clubs as the person in the cutoff limps in for $2. The small blind actually raises it up to $21. This is a tight, aggressive player. She has over $1,000 in her stack. I've got 400. I make the call here. I think I'm going to be folding here if I only have 100 big blinds, but now I've got 200 big blinds, so my implied odds are better. We're going off to a flop in position. That flop's pretty good. Jack, Queen, 4, 2 clubs. We flop a flush draw and a straight draw. She now slows down and checks. I decide to bet, try to take it down right now. I make it $20 to play, and now she actually check raises me, tosses in 2 green chips, makes it $65 total. I think I'm definitely not going to be going anywhere here. I don't think she's going to be bluffing here too often, so I'm putting her on a very strong range. I just make the call, hoping to get there on the turn or river. And we do the 2 of clubs on the turn. We pick up a flush. She now snap checks it over to me. Like I said, I think she has a strong hand, so I bet big here. I want to charge ace queen, pocket aces, pocket kings, maybe anything with a club draw as well. I would not want to see a 4th club on the river, so I make it $125. Like I said, this was a good first hand, and she makes the call here. Going off to a river, I've got $180 left in my stack, planning on jamming. We see a 2 of diamonds. She checks it over to me. I think that I can be called here by 12 combinations of ace queen, 6 combinations of pocket aces and pocket kings. I mean, she could have jack queen as well and make the call, so I'm really trying to target those hands for value, so I do rip it all in there. And she calls quickly before I even can flip over my flush. She flips over pocket jacks for the river full house. Unfortunate run out there. I think I played the hand fine there, but now we're starting in the hole.
All right, the first hand, we look down at pocket 10s on the big blind. Middle position decides to open it up to $15. Folds around to me, and I think I can definitely flat here sometimes, but I decide to mix in a 3-bet to $45. Folds back around to middle position. He makes a call, so we're off to a flop. Heads up. It comes ace 6-2 rainbow. I'm not exactly in love with this flop. I decide to exercise a little bit of pot control and check to my opponent. My opponent decides to bet $50. Not loving it here. I think he can be trying to steal the pot here with hands like king queen, king jack, king high sort of hands, and he definitely can have some aces too. I decide to get a little sticky here and make the call for $50. Maybe I should just be folding this because I don't really like many turns. And one of those turns comes. It is the jack of diamonds, now giving us 3rd highest pair. Not loving it at all. I check again to my opponent, and he doesn't hesitate to move all in for about $200. It's a pretty disgusting spot. I just have to lay this down. Maybe I should just be folding flop or making the c-bet there and folding to any raise.
Well, we're back. We buy in for another $400. Now looking down at pocket 3s. A couple rotations go by as under the gun makes it 15 to play. I make a very standard call here in the hijack. The button straddle also makes a call. The blinds fold, going 3 ways to a flop, which comes 10 jack, 3 2 spades. We flop a set. Finally, a good flop for us, and it actually checks to me, and I make a bet to $20. We see a call from both the button and the under the gun player, so we bring both people along as we go to a turn card, which is the 10 of clubs. I make the full house. When it checked to me, decide to bet again. I don't want to slow down here. I think I can get value from all trip 10s. But unfortunately both players fold, so maybe a check back here, trying to let the flush get there is the better option. I think a bet is fine there as we take back a little bit of profit, inching our way back to even.
Oh boys, well this one is a fun one. We look down at ace-3 offsuit in the cutoff. Under the gun +1 bets $12. There are 3 callers all the way over to me, and for this price I decided to stick around, call $12 and see a flop in position multi-way. We go to a flop 5 ways, which comes queen 10-4, 2 spades, so we've got 1 over and a backdoor flush draw. Checks all the way over to middle position, who donk bets here for $15. This is a crazy guy at the table who's been showing down a lot of bluffs and random hands, especially on this board. He might not even have anything. So when it folds around to me, I decide to make the call, thinking that if I do hit, I can get paid maximum, as well as there are a lot of cards on the turn that will give me the ability to pick up some backdoor equity, some gut shots, and certain cards like that. So for some reason, I make the call here for $15. We're off to a turn, heads up, which comes the 3 of spades. He instantly bets $35, and here getting a great price into a pretty large pot. With the pair as well, we can definitely improve on the river. I decided to make the call. The river duds off the 9 of clubs, and he checks to me. I think a lot of times here, if I'm calling the flop and calling a turn bet, I likely will have a good hand here most of the time because I'm typically a tight player. I think he knows that, and he seems a little scared here. He seems like he wants to get the showdown value. So for those reasons, I decide to punish him here. No cheap pots. I bet $100 here as a bluff, and he flips over queen very quickly and tells me I got it and folds. For those reasons, him thinking I'm a tight player, I want to show I can bluff around a little bit too. I show him my ace-3 offsuit, and we take in a pretty large pot our way.
We get another chance against the opponent who stacked us, who is now getting a massage with the money that we gave them. They make it $12 on the button. The small blind calls with pocket aces. The pre-flop nuts. I make it $50 to play. Out of position, I make it a little bit bigger. The person makes the call here. Go off to a board which comes 9 queen 6, 2 diamonds and 1 heart. I decided to down bet to $35, and the button, she tags along for 1 more straight at least. Very happy to see that. Going off to a turn card, which is the ace. We get a set on the turn. Now, I don't think that she's going to have ace queen very often because I double block that hand specifically. I don't think any hand is going to like that ace besides mine because I have pocket aces. So for that reason, I decided to check and slow down, hoping that some other hands would get there. And she decides to check back as well. We're going off to a river card. Another ace. We get quads. We are not joking here. I think that it would look very bluffy now that there are 2 aces on the field if I make a bigger bet. Because she's not too much of a bluffing player, I go for a bet of $130, hoping that she hit that flush card. That ace diamonds would maybe make her jam. A lot of things she could have, but nope. She makes the fold here, and we take it down with quad of aces. Unfortunate not to get too much value.
Next hand is a fun one. We look down at king queen offsuit in middle position. Under the gun limps. He is a pretty active player at the table, been bluffing a lot, limping a lot. I definitely want to get in pots with him, especially heads up in position. So middle position, I open it up to $12. Everyone else folds and under the gun calls. Great situation. We are heads up against this player. Flop comes ace 10-2 rainbow. He checks to me, and I decide to check back here. I definitely can have the best hand a lot of times with king high here. I think a c-bet's okay, but I just decide to check because he's going to be calling with pretty much any pair. Turn is a queen. It's a great card. At this point, I'm pretty much assuming to have the best hand here. However, he does a kind of weird bet. He bets $30, a little bit over pot size. Definitely gonna need to think about this before I make the call. I think about it for a while, and because this player's been showing down so many bluffs in the past, I decided to make the call with middle pair. The river is a great card, is the ace, so it pairs the board, giving us now 2 pair, and it's way less likely that he has an ace. I have the next highest pair with the best kicker, so I'm loving my situation. He doesn't hesitate to bet $65. This is a kind of weird spot. However, I know he's going to be showing down so many bluffs so often, so this is a snap call for me. I snap call, and he tells me I'm good. He mucks his cards, and we show king queen to take down the pot.
I told you guys at the beginning this was a good vlog. Things are heating up. We've won a couple big ones. Prosper Donkey has sat down on his birthday at our table with a big stack as we look down at pocket aces with a straddle to our left as we are in the cutoff. I make it $15 to play, skips over the straddle. The small blind makes the call, who is a very loose player pre-flop, but he's not very aggressive, so the kind of a perfect opponent to play against. Prosper Donkey in the big blind makes the call, and the straddle comes along as well as we see a flop of queen 5-3 with 2 clubs. It checks to me. I have the ace of clubs. I down bet here to $25. Not too big a bet, hoping to get called pretty wide, and the button makes a call. So good news, we're getting some value. Not so good news as the small blind immediately re-raises me to $100. Remember, he was the guy who I said wasn't very aggressive. So my alarm bells are up. He could easily have queen 5 or queen 3 for 2 pair, or any sets, pocket 5s or pocket 3s. But I have the best hand pre-flop. I love my aces. I think he could be raising with just a queen here, so I do make a call, and the button gets out of the hand, going off to a turn card, which could be the worst one in the deck, another queen. And now he bets $100 more. I think that there is merit for just a fold here. I do not like this card at all, but I do make a call, maybe a little too sticky. Going off to a river card, which is another bad one. It is a 5. I'm in position, but he bets another $100 into me. I don't think he's going to be bluffing here too often, and like I said, he didn't show too much aggression post-flop before this situation, so I do just make a fold here on the river after giving him over $250 worth of value, and he later tells me that he had a queen, so it was the right fold, but this really killed our momentum.
For the last hand of the night, we look down at the ladies. It's been a while since I've had them, but it's good to be back with them. Under the gun +1 bets $10. He gets 1 caller, and in middle position, I'm going to be 3-betting here. I 3-bet to $40 and just +1 calls. This is a good buddy of ours, Mr. Bill. He has a great poker vlog channel. Check him out. I'm actually featured in some of his Congress and Big O hands. The flop comes 8, Jack 9, Rainbow, so we've got an overpair as well as a gut shot. Pretty solid board for me, so when he checks to me, I decide to bet 40 here. I want to size down as he definitely can be check raising me with a lot of pair plus draw combos. So I just bet 40 and he makes a call. So we're off to a turn, still heads up. It comes the 5 of clubs, bringing in the club flush draw. He checks to me again. I think this is a great spot to continue betting here for value. I bet $80 and he makes a call once again. The river is a kind of odd card. It is the ace of spades, so we no longer have top pair. However, I don't really expect this to connect much with his hand unless he had a hand like ace jack or ace 10. When he checks to me, I decide to just check back here and get the showdown. I flip over queens and he flips over jack 10 offsuit, so definitely a tough spot. He definitely could not get away from that for the prices I was giving him, and we scoop in a nice pot our way to end the session.
We started by getting stacked, then we won multiple hands in a row, and now we are down on our second buy-in, looking at pocket jacks in the small blind. Another good hand out of the blinds. We see the under the gun limp. Under the gun +1 raises to $25. He just sat down at the table. I've put with him a lot. He might be a little tilted as he's been raising very wide with a lot of hands. I don't like playing the small blind out of position and against multiple opponents, so I re-raise to $65. John snap calls and says for the camera, so I'm actually going to put him on a very wide range, going off to a flop which is 4-6-8 with 2 clubs. Nice to see a board with no high cards. I down bet to $40. I bet smaller so I can keep his range very wide. And he makes another quick call, going off to a turn card, hoping for a small card. We see a 4. The board pairs, but I'm not too scared as I now continue betting, this time to $75. And, you know, hoping to get some stacks, but he stat folds, and that's all right. We end up making a little more over our second buy-in, but not quite all the money back. The session was a roller coaster, a lot of good hands, but had to wrap it up after this as it was getting pretty late.
How's it going, everyone? We just wrapped up our session at the Hideaway. Ran a little bit later than we expected. I'll start us off. Was in the game for 500, had a top up once, and cashed out with 537. So little profit, grinded back. Was down about 300 at one point.
Hit the quad aces. You guys are gonna see that in the title. Gotta hit you with that. But you know your boy lost some money tonight. Bought in for 800 big, beautiful blue Benjamins, and the return was half that, $488. I lost $312. All good, off to the next one. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It means so much for the channel. Please, our bake rolls are taking a hit the past month. Hit the like button for some good run good in May and June. Let's go, boys.
Peace.